My name's Damon Sims. I hate to say, like the creator of paralysis, even though I feel like as though it created itself and just dragged me along for the ride. The interest in the paranormal came from books that I read when I was a child. Plus also, I kind of came from a family where it wasn't laughed at, the idea that things happened. And then this place came along and I can't explain how active this building is. This building, when I took it on, I'd had the keys for about a week, and it's an all-Victorian building, it's an all-Victorian house. Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, the place was empty, there's just me inside here. I made a coffee in the back, I started walking through and I came to the bottom of the stairs, and it was red hot outside. It was quiet outside, it's 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and as clear as day, I heard a woman start humming 10 Green Bottles at the top of the stairs, and that was the first thing I experienced here, but it was so clear and so real. I think people need to know there's a big difference between ghost hunting and paranormal investigation. A ghost hunter goes out looking for an experience because they want to find a ghost, whereas a paranormal investigator, if they're true to what they're doing, should go out there to debunk. Paranormal is very subtle normally, it's not a big thing that happens.
So I'm Charlene Kemp and I'm 35 years old. I'm a nurse by day and by night I'm a paranormal investigator. So I've been investigating the paranormal for around 10 years now, but it's something that I've kind of always carried with myself. So we was investigating a tunnel that was in Barnsley, and we came out of the tunnel, we'd gone up, we was walking back to the car, we kind of did a closing down circle because that's what we do. And as we did, this bloke comes out from the bushes and shines this head torch directly in all our faces and claims to be South Yorkshire Police. The next minute, my car's parked at the side and he's walking towards my car, and he just walks through my car. So we were kind of scratching our head a little bit, and I said, have we just seen a person, or have we just seen a ghost? Because he was as physical as you and I. And people have a misconception that ghosts are see-through. But if you look at most reports, it's not normally the case.
The most sinister thing that happened when it really made me consider being here or not was, in a nutshell, we were working late one night. The game that's now upstairs called Feast is right at the top of the stairs. There's a door and you go through that door into where the game is. Well, that used to be a corridor. This particular night I needed to go and get something from inside that area. So just to give you the picture, I've run up the stairs, I open the door. Now the door at the top has one of those keys that you kind of have to twist and twist and twist to pop it open. So I've undone that key, I pushed the door open, and the door always catches on the floor. So I've pushed the door open, gone inside, and I've got a head torch on, and I could see what I wanted right in front of me. It was 2 spaces away from where I was. So rather stupidly, rather than putting the lights on in the corridor, which I just walked past, I got the head torch, I'm in a rush, I just stepped inside. I took 2 steps inside, bent down, I picked up the box of screws that I wanted, and I turned around, and as I turned around, the door was shut behind me. And as I got to the door and went for go out, the door wouldn't open. It had actually locked the door from the outside with the key at the top, the turnkey. I checked the cameras, nobody came up the stairs after I went up. So that was the worst thing. It's like it was saying, I can lock you in a room if I want. So if you can lock you in, it could do anything to me.
Yeah, so generally my dad's death is kind of what triggered me delving into it more. And after his death, things happened around the house that I couldn't explain. You know, his phone was ringing and things, and it was off. Songs would come on the radio that it was linked to him. As you turned on the radio, there was like little signs that kept coming up.
I did have a personal experience in my life that deterred me temporarily, and that was when my mum passed away suddenly. One of the last things I said to her, literally, I was holding her hand and she passed away. I said to her, look, you know that this is just your physical body dying, that we carry on and we will see each other again and you'll be able to see what we're doing. And then she passed away. And I think I just went through a strange period, which I say strange, but it's probably normal, where I feel that grieving process, I felt like as though I'd lied to her. And then weirdly, that was the one thing that really kick-started me into going out there, because then I needed to prove whether it was or it wasn't. Because if I could prove that ghosts exist, then I'd prove that my mother carried on. Yeah, Stoke-on-Trent is a really fascinating place, and we're really lucky to be in this area, especially to do with the paranormal and folklore, because there's no other area that can boast. We've got the Witch of Mollylee, Burslem, we've got the Vampire of the Villas, we've got the Werewolves at Cannock Chase. We've got a place there which has got so much activity and so many crazy things that are reported there.
So it's got a lot of history to it. You've got like legends like the Pigman that's supposed to roam. There is theories out there that he comes from experiments that was done during when the military camp was there.
They reckon over the last 20 years, there's been about 21 credible sightings in the whole of the UK of werewolf-like creatures. And when they describe them as a werewolf, it's a large creature that normally stands up on its hind legs, a wolf, about 7 foot tall, and then runs off on 2 foot. So it's the hotbed, it's the werewolf capital of the UK. Any local people that want to get out there and do a free investigation, get yourself up Cannock Chase, because that's where I'd go. I really would.
Hello, my name is Matt Ben, and I'm the lead investigator of the Paranormal Research Unit. I'm also the owner of Devil's Hour Productions. So I've been investigating the paranormal since the summer of 2011, after I had this very big experience that really got me hooked. I heard about this one location, the Old Washoe Club in Virginia City, Nevada. I heard it was haunted, so it grabbed my interest just based off of all my past of my experiences. So I went into the Old Washoe Club, I went to the crypt, and then I asked a very specific question in the crypt. If there's someone there, can you please move something or make some kind of noise? And then a piece of brick was thrown.
As far as we stand, there is no scientific method in order to kind of detect if ghosts exist or not. It doesn't get taken seriously. So if the entertainment factor is added on that, people just are going to think it's entertainment. Science isn't really taking it seriously. So, you know, it's understandable that there is so many skeptical views out there on what we do.
I believe a lot of people are skeptical about the paranormal because people are not going to believe with what they can't see. So they're going to think that most videos online are fake, and probably mostly on YouTube. I would agree with that. If I never had the experiences I've had, I would probably be a skeptic too, because it's very far-fetched. It doesn't make sense. There's something happening with our own laws of physics that we don't understand, because objects are being thrown and moved on their own, and we don't know how that's happening. So, and I filmed it myself, and I cannot explain it.
You bring up the paranormal anywhere, and you're going to get people, oh, it's rubbish, that is. Other people, oh God, I don't believe in that. It's such a fascinating thing to be around. I could never get bored of reading books. I could never get bored of watching TV shows. I could never get bored of talking to people. And that's something else that I just implore anybody to do. When you've got a moment on your own with somebody else, it can be anybody, just stop and just say, do me a favour, have you ever had a paranormal experience? And you'd be surprised how many people say, actually I have, yeah. And some of the stories that they keep to themselves or the relatives have had are crazy. So there's nobody on this planet that hasn't had an experience or knows somebody close to them that has. So as long as we stay human, the paranormal will always be around.
I think it's important to keep this industry standing, but there needs to be big changes in the paranormal. I think that the scientific community should be a lot more involved with the paranormal. I don't think there's that much of a difference between UK and I would say the US, other than the history. There's a lot of differences in the history over there, and a lot older history of when it comes to buildings out in the UK.
I really don't know where this path is taking me, I'm not gonna lie. Like I say, I've tried to draw back times before and it kind of draws me back in. So I'm just gonna continue investigating and put out their credible evidence. It's up to the audience if they believe what I put out there or not.
One thing is, I absolutely love being a paranormal investigator. I get to experience things more often than most people in the world. I get to experience extremely weird things that shouldn't be happening, and I experience it way more often because I'm looking for it. You get to travel to all these historical places, all these amazing places. If you love history, you love the paranormal, and just that aspect alone.
It's not for everyone, because if you want to do real paranormal research, then like I say, it can be boring, it can be tedious, it can be frustrating, it can be challenging because you can't get ridiculed for doing what you're doing. But if you're passionate about it, then you will get your rewards out of it. It's a better world that they do have the paranormal in it, and I just encourage more people to go out there and do it.